Who looks outside dreams? Who looks inside awakens? Who determines the value of your life? Is it the people around you, society that constantly watches and judges, or something deeper within you? In a world where every action can be scrutinized and commented on, it might feel as if our self-worth rests in everyone's hands but our own. But let me share something transformative with you, inspired by the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. Your true value comes from within, not from applause or the critiques of the crowd. Today, we're diving into how embracing Stoic principles can reshape your understanding of self-worth, helping you navigate the noise of societal expectations and guiding you toward a more authentic, resilient life. We're not just scratching the surface. We're going deep, challenging you to seek validation from within rather than from the world around you. And a word of caution: some of the ideas we'll explore may feel radical if you're rooted in seeking external approval. But if you're ready to challenge convention, explore the profound teachings of Stoicism, and cultivate a life that's genuinely your own, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with others on their own journeys of personal growth and philosophical exploration. Stay with us until the end to uncover how ancient wisdom is more relevant than ever, and why some of the most profound truths about ourselves require us to confront and question everything we thought we knew. The trap of external validation. Let's unpack something we all experience yet rarely stop to deeply examine: the trap of external validation. It's a snare laid out by our culture, intricately woven into everyday interactions. Today, the number of likes, comments, or followers can seem to dictate our happiness and self-esteem. But is our worth truly a collection of external affirmations? Stoicism, a philosophy that dates back to ancient Greece and Rome, challenges this notion robustly. Stoics teach that true good lies in our own virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. They argue that external factors, including others' opinions, are beyond our control and ultimately indifferent to our happiness. Imagine living in a state where your inner peace isn't shaken by a critical comment online or a disapproving glance in public. Stoicism isn't just about endurance, it's about recognizing what genuinely deserves your energy. Think about times when you've posted something online. Often, there's an immediate urge to check for reactions. Each notification acts like a mini reward, a temporary ego boost. But it's fleeting, isn't it? Soon you're checking again, hungry for more. This cycle can be addictive, pulling us further into seeking external validation and away from self-reliance and personal contentment. What's worse, this hunger for external validation doesn't stay online. It seeps into real life. We start shaping our behaviors, appearances, and even life choices to fit what we think will earn applause and approval. But here's a Stoic truth: when you base your happiness on others' opinions, you give away your power, becoming dependent on a foundation as unstable as ever-changing social views. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote, focusing on self-validation. It encourages us to turn inward, to seek our own approval. For Stoics, the goal is to cultivate an inner citadel, a place within ourselves impervious to external shocks. This isn't about dismissing others' views, but about changing the weight their opinions carry. It's about finding freedom in knowing you can exist joyfully, grounded in your own values and actions. By prioritizing internal validation over external, we start to free ourselves from the trap. We begin to act with purpose that resonates deeply with our true selves, rather than chasing a fleeting image crafted for societal applause. This shift isn't easy, nor is it quick, but it is profoundly liberating. It empowers you to live authentically, choose paths aligned with your principles, and ultimately lead a life that isn't reactive to external inputs, but proactive in fulfilling your own definition of success. Self-worth from within. In the realm of Stoicism, we find a refreshing approach to self-worth that diverges radically from today's norms. The philosophy, rooted in the teachings of thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, offers a compelling viewpoint. Self-worth should stem from within rather than reflect external validations. Let's delve deeper into this. Stoicism teaches us that true value isn't something gained or lost through others' opinions. It's something inherently yours, rooted deeply in your virtues and choices aligned with those virtues. In practical terms, this means that your worth is independent of how many people like your social media posts, compliment your outfit, or applaud your achievements. While these external factors aren't inherently bad, they aren't the bedrock on which you should build your sense of value. For Stoics, the core of self-worth lies in living according to reason, in harmony with your nature, and in embracing virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. It's about asking yourself, am I making decisions I can stand by? Am I living truthfully and ethically? This internal dialogue fosters a kind of self-respect that is unshakable because it doesn't rely on external circumstances. It's self-generated and self-sustained. Consider the Stoic practice of daily reflection, often done through journaling or meditative thought. This isn't merely about self-improvement, it's a method to reinforce your internal value system. Each night, reflect on your day, not to berate yourself for mistakes or tally up successes, but to honestly evaluate your actions against your values. This practice helps solidify the understanding that your worth is defined by your ability to live virtuously, not by the shifting sands of public opinion. Embracing this Stoic approach doesn't mean becoming indifferent to others. Rather, it's about recalibrating the influence external voices have on your sense of self. In a Stoic mindset, feedback from others is not a measure of your worth, but information that can help improve your alignment with Stoic virtues. Criticism and praise alike become tools for personal growth rather than disturbances to your inner peace. The beauty of viewing self-worth as something that comes from within is that it becomes stable and within your control. You're no longer at the mercy of others' whims or societal pressures to conform. Instead, you gain the freedom to pursue a life that truly reflects who you are, grounded in the sound principles of Stoic philosophy. Cultivating inner courage. Exploring inner courage through the lens of Stoicism reveals an empowering aspect of this ancient philosophy. Courage, in the Stoic sense, is not only about heroic acts or facing physical challenges. It's about the everyday bravery required to live authentically and adhere to your principles despite external pressures and fears. Inner courage is foundational in Stoicism. It's about having the fortitude to confront your own flaws and fears, and to choose actions that align with your deeper values, rather than simply avoiding discomfort or seeking social approval. This type of courage asks you to look inward, questioning not just what you do, but why you do it. Are your actions driven by a genuine belief in their rightness, or by a desire for external validation or a fear of disapproval? Imagine standing up for an unpopular yet just cause. The courage here lies not only in the act of standing up, but in overcoming the internal battle against doubts and fears. Stoic courage means staying the course even when it's rocky, trusting that your internal compass is set on virtue. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches that true courage involves facing not only external challenges, but also internal vulnerabilities. It's about being willing to accept and work through emotions like fear and anxiety, seeing them as natural human experiences rather than weaknesses. This acceptance doesn't mean being led by these emotions, but rather observing them rationally and deciding your actions based on wisdom, not whim. This form of courage is deeply liberating. It frees you from trying to control what's outside your power, like others' opinions or every outcome in life. Instead, it directs you toward what you can control: your beliefs, your decisions, and your virtues. When you live this way, guided by inner courage, you're not merely reacting to the world, you're actively shaping your life in alignment with your true self. Stoic courage also includes the readiness to revise your beliefs and actions in light of new understanding or reasoning. This adaptability requires bravery, as it involves letting go of long-held beliefs when they no longer hold up to rational scrutiny. It's about having the courage to grow and evolve, recognizing that Stoic wisdom isn't about having all the answers, but about seeking them with an open yet discerning mind. By cultivating inner courage, we build a resilience that's deeply Stoic. It's a resilience that doesn't just help us endure, but helps us thrive, transforming life's inevitable challenges into opportunities for personal development. Each difficulty becomes a chance to practice virtue, to reaffirm our commitment to Stoic principles, and to deepen our understanding of what it means to live a good life. Strength in embracing vulnerability. When you think of Stoicism, embracing vulnerability may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but it's a surprisingly robust aspect of this philosophy. Vulnerability is often seen negatively, as a sign of weakness or something to hide. However, Stoicism invites us to rethink this notion entirely. It teaches us that vulnerability is not only inevitable, but also a significant strength when approached with wisdom and self-awareness. Let's break this down. Stoicism acknowledges that we are all subject to emotions, mistakes, and misfortunes. We are human, after all. Stoic strength lies not in denying these human traits, but in embracing them with acceptance and rationality. Vulnerability, in Stoic terms, is about recognizing our fears, uncertainties, and limitations, and then facing them with courage and integrity. Consider the idea that being vulnerable requires more courage than concealing your true feelings or pretending everything is fine. It involves opening up about your struggles and doubts, not so others can fix them, but so you can confront them openly and work through them constructively. This is a key part of Stoic practice, using rational thought to navigate our emotions and transform potential weaknesses into opportunities for growth and self-improvement. So why view vulnerability as a strength? Because it allows for genuine self-reflection and growth. By acknowledging your vulnerabilities, you give yourself the chance to address them. You turn them from shadowy fears that control you from the background into challenges you can meet head-on. This kind of engagement builds true resilience, the Stoic kind, based on understanding and wisdom, rather than mere grit or denial. Moreover, embracing vulnerability fosters deeper connections with others. When you're honest about your weaknesses, you create space for others to do the same. This can lead to more meaningful and supportive relationships, both personally and in a broader community context. Stoicism promotes not isolation, but a community of rational and supportive relationships founded on honest, virtuous interactions. Embracing vulnerability also aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. When you accept that some aspects of life, like emotions and other people's actions, are out of your control, you're free to focus on how you respond to them. Vulnerability then becomes a practice ground for exercising control over your reactions and decisions, not over the external world. When embraced, vulnerability leads to a more authentic existence, allowing Stoics to confront and accept their true selves with all their imperfections and uncertainties. This acceptance doesn't weaken them, it strengthens their resolve to live according to Stoic virtues. Building resilience through Stoic practices. Building resilience is often discussed as simply bouncing back from hardships, but through the lens of Stoicism, it gains a deeper, more profound meaning. Stoic practices don't just prepare us to recover from difficulties, they reframe our entire perspective on resilience, transforming potential setbacks into powerful opportunities for growth and self-mastery. Resilience in Stoicism is rooted in the philosophy's central tenet, understanding and working within the dichotomy of control. Stoics focus intensely on differentiating between what is within our control, our own thoughts, behaviors and reactions, and what is not, namely external events and the actions of others. This focus is not passive resignation, but an active, empowering practice. By concentrating our energies only on what we can influence, we conserve our mental resources and remain steadfast in the face of life's unpredictability. Take, for example, the Stoic practice of daily reflection, often called evening meditation. In this practice, Stoics review the day's events, not to dwell on external setbacks, but to evaluate their own responses and prepare for future challenges. This type of introspection builds resilience by fostering a habit of learning from every situation. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, Stoics use them as stepping stones, gathering insights on how to handle similar situations better in the future. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us the art of perception management, a key to resilience. How we perceive a challenge determines our response to it. If we view difficulties as insurmountable obstacles, we are more likely to feel overwhelmed. However, if we see them as natural, expected tests of our character and resolve, we approach them with a more constructive attitude. This shift doesn't diminish the reality of hardship, but empowers us to face it with dignity and purpose. Another Stoic tool for building resilience is the premeditation of evils, or premeditatio malorum. This practice involves visualizing potential challenges and setbacks. Far from being pessimistic, it prepares the mind to face hardships calmly and thoughtfully. Resilience through Stoic practice. Handling difficult situations when they arise reduces the shock and dismay that can accompany unexpected hardships. For Stoics, resilience isn't just about surviving life's storms. It's about training the mind to remain composed and pragmatic, no matter the circumstances. Moreover, resilience in Stoicism is also about maintaining a steadfast commitment to our values, regardless of external pressures. This is embodied in the Stoic idea of amor fati, or love of fate. Stoics strive not only to accept, but to embrace whatever life throws their way, trusting that every experience has value and can contribute to their moral and philosophical development. This acceptance isn't passive, it's an active engagement with life, choosing to see the growth potential in all experiences, both good and bad. In practical terms, building resilience through Stoic practices means developing a mindset that views life's challenges as integral to personal and ethical development. It's about cultivating an inner strength that doesn't crumble under pressure, but grows stronger with each challenge faced. Focusing on your own path. Focusing on your own path isn't about isolating yourself or ignoring the needs and advice of others. Rather, it's about ensuring that the choices we make and the life we live are genuinely ours, not merely reflections of societal expectations or the desires of others. The Stoic practice of focusing on one's own path is deeply tied to the idea of self-sufficiency, not in a material sense, but in an emotional and intellectual one. Stoics believe in cultivating an inner fortitude that relies less on external sources of happiness and more on inner peace and rational thought. This doesn't mean Stoics advocate for emotional coldness. Instead, they seek a state where happiness isn't overly dependent on fluctuating external circumstances. By centering our lives around our own judgments, guided by reason and virtue, we navigate life's challenges with clarity. Think of Marcus Aurelius, who, amidst the immense pressures of ruling an empire, sought solace and strength in his Stoic beliefs. He focused on his own path, not just to rule effectively, but to live a life of personal integrity and virtue. His reflections encourage us to ask ourselves, are we making decisions because they're right and good, or because we fear judgment or crave approval? Focusing on your own path also involves recognizing and embracing the Stoic concept that the obstacle is the way. This principle teaches that obstacles shouldn't be seen merely as hindrances, but as opportunities for growth. When we focus on our path, every challenge becomes a chance to apply Stoic virtues like courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom. This mindset transforms our journey, not into a smooth road to be traveled with ease, but a series of learning moments that shape us into wiser, more virtuous individuals. Moreover, this practice helps us cultivate personal responsibility. Stoicism teaches that while we can't control what happens to us, we have absolute power over how we respond. Focusing on your own path means taking ownership of your responses to life's ups and downs. It means not blaming others or circumstances for your unhappiness or failures, but instead looking inward, understanding what you can do differently, and making choices that align with your deepest values. This autonomy is liberating, but also challenging. It requires constant vigilance against the allure of following the crowd or taking the easy way out. It demands daily reflection, a staple of Stoic practice, in which one reviews their actions and intentions to ensure they remain true to their philosophical commitments. In essence, focusing on your own path is about authenticity. It's about crafting a life that truly reflects who you are and aspire to be, not molded by external pressures, but shaped by your reasoned choices and virtuous conduct. As we each walk our paths, let's be guided by Stoicism's rich wisdom, using it to illuminate our way and making choices that are not only expedient, but right and good, both for ourselves and for the larger community. By embracing this Stoic commitment to focus on our own paths, we not only forge lives of true fulfillment, but we contribute to a world where integrity and virtue guide us all. Thank you for joining me today and for being an essential part of our Stoic Journal community. Remember, the journey to living a Stoic life isn't just about enduring tough times. It's about transforming them into profound opportunities for personal growth and wisdom. As you continue on your path, embrace each moment with courage and integrity, and let Stoicism guide you toward a life of true fulfillment. Don't forget to watch one of the suggested videos on your screen to dive deeper into Stoic practices and principles.